I'm sure that many of you have already seen this, of course, over the weekend, and I wasn't in too much of a rush to make a news piece about it because I know many of you don't really care about VGT cars, but I find that the inference that we can make about this is more interesting than the thing itself. Because yes, we know that there is a new mystery Vision GT coming, which is great, and of course I am a fan of them when they are more creative. I don't like the safe ones that just feel like design exercises for the future. I like the ones like the Chaparral and the Tomahawk, which are genuinely wacky and different, which is, of course, why I always bemoan not having the Bertoni, because that was one of the coolest ones. For this one, it's completely open season. We have no idea what it's going to be, at least from what I've seen. I keep going back to the Tesla. I would love to see the Tesla. Ironically, given that I said a couple of days ago I have next to no interest in Tesla's road cars. As far as a Vision GT, though, I think it's cool. You know, fully electric, crazy performance. It's not like you're going to use it for longer races anyway most of the time, so who really cares about pitting in? But to go back to what I said about why I think this news itself is interesting, is because it indicates that not only is there most likely going to be a December update, which is good news in a general sense, it also indicates it's probably going to be in the later part of the month, because usually these kind of prizes, like the Ambulance and the Corolla, they tend to be kind of an early access kind of thing, which you then actually get access to a little bit after that registration period has ended. And on this occasion, that's about the 2nd to the 10th of December, as you can see on screen. In terms of winning the car, though, it will, of course, be after that point. So that already pushes us close to the midpoint of the month, meaning that the update itself will probably be fairly close to Christmas time. And I will be curious to see how they follow on from Spec 2. Because even though, of course, there are plenty of cars still to come from the leaked list, plenty of cars have arrived which weren't in the leaks as well, especially the newer stuff like the Maserati MC20, but also we know that there are new tracks that are due to come. I will say, definitely don't get your hopes up for that. I do not think that a circuit will arrive so quickly after Spec 2. It would be great if it did, but I just don't see that happening. On the other hand, it is Christmas time. So maybe they will. They might do like a doubling up on good updates and then have nothing in January, perhaps. I could see something like that happening, but like I said, don't get your hopes up too much for that. It will be interesting to see, though, if this is really one of three options. It could be an existing manufacturer, like from the Gran Turismo 6 list, because there were still a few there that haven't arrived, like the Tesla. I believe there was a GM, there was a Ford, I think, as well, which never happened. Some of them get cancelled and changed, etc. Then, of course, we have one which I never even considered as a possibility back in the GT6 days, but over time it's actually happened on a few occasions, and that is having the same manufacturer doing multiple Vision GTs. Of course, that has happened once or twice. And then we have the option, which of course completely opens up the table, which is it could be something that hasn't been shown at all. That has happened again once or twice as well, where it was a manufacturer that we had no idea was a part of the program and then just suddenly drops a car. We also, of course, had at one point at least, I think it was Alfa Romeo. I recall talking about that in a previous video, I think from some of the, I want to say GT Sport or GT6, something like that, leaks or some of the coding that wasn't used. I don't recall what that video was entirely about, but I remember talking about an Alfa Romeo Vision GT, so that would be cool. We'll have to see ultimately what kind of Vision GT it ends up as being, and like I said, I know many don't care about that, but I wanted to talk about it because I think it tells us some interesting stuff about the update in general, rather than just the Vision GT. It shows us that there probably will be one in December, which is a good sign. It shows us it will probably be in the latter half of the month, which gives us more of a time frame. And if nothing else, it does allow me to confirm that my next special projects pack will, of course, be in the first part of December, or at least most likely, unless they completely turn around on us and drop the update at the start of the month, but I don't see that happening. So, of course, tune in for special projects in the start of December, and then for the update and see what it entails at the end. And that's it for this bit of news, so of course, stick around for more in GT7, and for now, thanks for watching.